but we rarely discuss the Nakba in its political dimension, which remains until today. Usually when any event takes place in history, that event, once it concludes, we start kind of coming to terms with that event. And we determine our relationship with that event. I remember Al Gore. You guys remember Al Gore, right? He was an interesting guy. One time, like years ago, when he was running for president, he said something when he was asked about UN Resolution 194 about the Palestinian right of return, and he said, this is ancient history. That's the term he made. It's an ancient history, and we shouldn't even be discussing it. Well, first of all, in international law, there is no such thing as ancient history. International law is not the history department at a university. As long as it's applicable and it's doable and it's still enshrined in international law, it's still international law. But what he meant in his mind, and the minds of many Zionists and many pro-Israel intellectuals and historians out there, that this is, we kind of move on from that point of. We decide to create some sort of a cutoff and we just, move forward. But how do you move forward where the outcomes of that Nakba remains in place? Where you still have millions of Palestinian refugees suffering as refugees because they are refugees. They are stateless. They don't have a legal status, neither in Lebanon, neither in, of course, the West Bank and Gaza. They have no political rights as a result of the denial of their refugee status. How do you define it as a historical event when people are still suffering the consequences of that event? And that's where the concept of al-Nakba al-Mustamerra, the continuous Nakba. The Nakba wasn't really a date in time after all. The Nakba was a process.